Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Emily, aka the Petite Beauty Blogger, and in today's video I'll be doing a get ready with me whilst I do my simple everyday makeup look. Now before we start on makeup, I'm going to start prepping my skin. So this is the Garnier Micellar Water. I use this every time before I start my makeup because it gets rid of any dirt, oil, leftover makeup, and it's just very easy and simple to use, and it's great on all skin. And then that's the first step. The next step I'm going to do is my moisturiser. This is going to be a very quick prep today, so I'm just cleaning it and moisturising it. As my skin is very dry, I like to put on a heap full of moisturiser because if I put foundation on my normal skin, it's just going to crack and look horrible. This is the Bare Minerals Butter Drench. It's my favourite moisturiser. It's for dry to very dry skin type, and what I love about it is because I've got very flaky skin up here, it completely smooths it all away. It just leaves it very smooth and very moisturised. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take a pea-sized, that's not really a pea-sized amount, but for me it is. And what I'm going to do is I am going to massage it into my hands to warm it up, like so. And then what I like to do is I like to really apply it thick, and then I'm going to spend some good time massaging it into my skin, and obviously down the neck, because that's one telltale sign of aging is your neck. I'm going to go in with my beauty roller, and because this is nice and cold, it's going to reduce all that puffiness I got from sleep, and this helps massage all my muscles and really relaxes my face. And this also helps with fine lines and wrinkles. I know I'm only 24, but it's never too early to start. I'd rather get them gone sooner than later. And what I love about this, because it's so big, I like to do down my neck, and this is really a nice facial in itself. Now because I really struggle with my dry sensitive skin, I'm going to go in with the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Rich Face Base. Now this one was also quite pricey at £44, but it's one of the best primers I've used in my life. And I know it seems like a lot of moisture to put on my face, but this gives me the best flawless foundation I could possibly ask for. So of course I warm it up in my hands, and then I just apply it really nicely. And this is another thing I like to spend time massaging, and I really spend time doing that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that about 2 minutes to sink in before I start with my foundation. Now for my foundation, I'm going to be using the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Foundation in 145, and I'm going to use this Revolution Pro stippling brush to apply it. I know a lot of people like to use sponges. I tried using sponges, didn't mind it, but I preferred using a stippling brush. Now you can use your fingers, use a sponge, use a brush, whatever kind of brush. You can get the foundation brushes. It really depends on what you prefer. Because I know beauty blenders and all that were a big trend. Just because it's a trend doesn't mean you have to do it. If you've got something you like, just carry on doing it. What I love about this foundation is, of course, it's got a nice coverage, nice full coverage. But what I also love is I've got an olive undertone, and not a lot of foundations on the market cater for people with olive undertones. So I really struggled to find a foundation that matched me perfectly. And then I bought this because, of course, it's Rihanna, and I love Rihanna. And I saw it online, and I was a bit sceptical of buying foundation online because you can't really test it, but I'm glad I bought it. I bought a few bottles. This was also a bit pricier, but I've actually got a foundation that matches me, which was a first, which is quite scary because I'm obviously a light skinned girl. So if I struggle to get a foundation, then that's a problem in this day and age. Everyone should be allowed to wear foundation, should be able to have foundation for them. Everyone should be allowed to live their best life. And of course, I blend it down the neck so we don't have any of that harsh line, which is the worst. And then I'll go around all the little bits that I feel like I may have missed, or may need extra care. And I'll do over my eyes slightly. And there we go. Very quick. From there I'm going to go in with concealer. So of course I'm going to use my trusty Conceal and Define from Makeup Revolution. This is the best concealer I've ever used in my entire life, and it only cost me $7. So, as this is more every day, I don't want to go too crazy, so I'm literally going to do 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to repeat it on the other side. 1, 2, 3, and of course I'm going to do my chin, my cupid bow, my nose, got to have that snatch nose, and then I'm also going to do my forehead. Don't want to apply too much concealer because it is quite a hot day today, the hottest of the year I believe. I don't want to apply too much makeup because it's just going to sink into my skin and get dirty with all the sweat, and it's not pretty. So I like to leave that for about 30 seconds for it to thicken up and dry a bit, so we can have a nice full coverage concealer. Perfect. And then before that creases, I'm going to go in with my powder, my setting powder. This is Makeup Revolution. This is also a really good one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab that sponge and I'm going to put it onto my eyes to bake. Now, whilst my powder's baking, I'm going to go onto my brows. So first I'm going to start by grooming them and making sure they're all neat. So what I like to do is I like to kind of brush out first, brush up, and then I like to take the top and go around like that. This keeps them nice and neat, and it keeps them out of the way when you're applying that brow product. So I'm going to go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Powder in medium brown. Outer corner here, and just do that arch. Now don't worry if you go wrong, as I have just done right there, because we're going to go in with concealer afterwards and carve it out and tidy it up. I'll bring it forward slightly just here. I'm going to fill that bit in with the thick powder, with the thick product that's already on my brush, and then with the excess I'm going to take my brush sideways like that, and I'm just going to scratch it like that forward, and this is going to help blend it forward. And don't forget, if you made any mistakes, don't worry about it. We're going to go back in with that concealer to fix it. And what I like to do is to measure my brow. I like to put it on the end of my nose and dot out where the start of my brow is going to be. It's about there, which is perfect. After doing that so many times, you get used to where it is and you end up doing it perfectly every single time. I like to do little lines just to make it look more realistic. Now I'm going to carve it out because that is way too thick for me, and then I'll come back. And now I've done my brows, I'm going to go with my giant fluffy brush and I'm going to take away all that powder. Now I know you're thinking, how the hell am I doing this every single day? Well, because I hate to be late. If I have a day where I want to wear makeup like this, well, most days, I give myself extra time and I wake up extra early to get it done. Now most people's everyday makeup, that's like 10 minutes. And not for this girl, you'll probably be shocked. I spend about 40 minutes every day on my makeup because I feel like I'm more confident with this makeup. I feel like I look better with it. And I know that's my opinion. I know other people don't think that. But it's my life. I know people are shocked when I say I spend that much time on my makeup each day. But when you love makeup as much as I do, it's not really a chore. And I love doing it. So, and it's really my time in the morning to relax. I put on some music, maybe a YouTube video, and I just sit and I relax and I just do my makeup in silence like that. Now for contour, I'm going to go with my everyday contour powder, which is the Hoola from Benefit. As you can see, it's very well used. And I'm going to go in with the A3 Spectrum brush. I like it because it's a bit thinner and you can be a bit more concentrated, but it's also fluffy and blended, so it's nice and easy to blend with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swirl in the palette like that, tap, and I'm going to do a line first, and then I'm going to do soft circular motions upwards like that, because I don't want it as concentrated on the front, but I want it more concentrated on the back. You know me, I love a good contour, love a good bronzer, but I don't like to be too crazy. I want it to look insane but also kind of natural and blended, and then with that, up there I blend it down and I go right under onto my jawline. And of course, because I've got a smaller forehead, I don't like to put any powder up here because I don't want to close up my forehead. I want to open it like I did with the concealer earlier. So all I'm going to do, I'm just going to do here, just so we have a good colour story and it matches the rest of my face, because we don't want it all tanned around here and then start right here. Perfect. And then with that same Hoola, I'm going to go in and I'm going to shape my nose to give myself a nice carve out my nose. Of course, I'm going to go back in with my Hoola, but I'm going to use an eyeshadow brush. I find they're nice, they're easy to blend the product, and they get right in where you want to. Now I'm going to start at the top here by my brow, and that's going to help. I kind of like the shape of the top of my nose, so I follow that, but then I continue to follow it down there because I feel like my nose is quite bulbous at the end, so I want to thin that, but I want it to look natural, so I follow the line. But what I'm going to do is to make it look even more snatched, I'm going to go back in with my powder and I'm just going to line the edges out like this, and this is going to help it look snatched and amazing. So you can already tell the difference. Here's my new nose, and I'm going to leave that for a couple of minutes. Now I'm going to go in with that California with this powder brush. Now this powder brush is just a cheap one. It doesn't really matter, it works all the same. I got it as part of a set, I think for Christmas or something. It doesn't really matter what you spend on a brush. Some just work, some don't. But when you find a good one, it's perfect. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of stipple it on the apples of my cheek. So I want to concentrate it at the front, and then all I'm going to do is I'm going to do soft going back. Now California is my favourite brush, but there's all sorts of brushes I like. I like the peachy ones from Anastasia Beverly Hills. There's some really cute Makeup Revolution ones that work really well. Now usually I like more of a matte blush, because I'm trying to make my face look skinnier. I don't really want to shimmer, because shimmers can make you look very puffy, and I don't want that look. Now as you can see, I've put a lot on, but that's okay because I'm going to go back over it to give it an even better set, just do a tiny bit, with my powder brush that I used earlier. And I'm going to go over the top to really kind of mute down that contour colour, because I don't want the too harsh lines. I want it to blend nicely with my skin. For my shadows, I'm going to go in with two eyeshadow palettes. I'm going to go in with the Revolution Pro Regeneration Revelation, and I'm only going to use this because it's got a really good base colour that I love to use all over my lid, which is called Good Intentions. It's like a very light nudie yellow warmy colour. And then for my main colour, I'm going to go in with one of my favourite palettes, which is the Midnight Masquerade from Colourpop. And this is a Disney. Fun fact about me is I'm a massive Disney fan, so when this came out I had to get it. And just look, it's one of the prettiest palettes ever. How gorgeous is that? I love all the colours, and it's got cute illustrations for these princesses, which I'm obsessed with. If you're not going to put a mirror up there, you might as well put nice artwork. So I'm going to move the camera in and we'll get started with. I'm going to use my Makeup Revolution palette, and I'm going to go with Good Intentions. This is just going to go all over my lid, just to make it more even. Because this is my everyday, I don't really wear too much eyeshadow. Perfect. And then we're going to go in with that same brush I used to do my nose contour. That's the eyeshadow brush, and this is from the Mean Girls range. It's the double-ended one, which I love. I use this one for my crease and that one to blend, and my transitional, and it's the Spectrum B09, and on it, it's my favourite, it says full of secrets, because her hair's full of secrets. For a transitional, I'm going to go into that Damsel shade, and I'm going to take the fluffier end and just tap it in a couple of times, because it's quite pigmented, you don't need too much. And I'm going to tap, just make sure you get all the excess off. Because I've got quite a hooded eye, I'm going to create a new crease further up, so I'm going to do the same with the transitional. So I'm just going to bring it all up. I'm just going to do soft circular motions, because this is just going to be a little contour. And if you want, you can go with your finger just to smudge and blend out. What I like to do is I like to bring this forward slightly and blend it into the nose, into the front where the nose contour is, just to blend it all together. And then what I do is, with the rest of the product that's left on the brush, which isn't much, I slowly blend it out slightly, just to bring my eye out and make it look more cat eye. Now the next colour I'm going to go into is Pip, which is that nice brown colour, and I'm going to go in with a more detailed angled brush end. I'm just going to tap it a few times, and I'm going to go just above my crease colours, because I want it to be more pigmented and dramatic, I stamp it on first with that, and then usually I'll go back in with this brush once I've done everything I want to do to help blend it out. It's going to help blend it in with a transitional shade. Like so. And of course I blend it up in the front. And I'll go back in with that shade and the smaller brush, and I'm going to bring it down here. Now I usually just go for matte colours. I don't really wear many shimmers because my eyes are pretty hooded and quite small. A shimmer can make your lids look very puffy, so you've got to be very careful. So I like to just go in with the shimmer, with the matte, and that's just going to help it contour, make it look deeper and bigger, like so. And of course I don't like to put too much on the bottom, but I will do a tiny bit just to match it, because of course I don't want to be shutting my eye, I want to be making it larger. So I'm going to use my finger there just a tiny bit just to help it. If you put too much on, you can just use your finger to get rid. And perfect. And then what I'm going to do for liner, I'm going to take I'm going to take a brow brush, doesn't matter, or liner brush, brow brush, liner brush, and I'm going to take this nutmeg shade with a mixture of Quasimodo, so I'll probably actually do more of Quasimodo, and that is just going to go on my upper lash line, and I'm going to create a tiny bit of liner, but only on the ends. And of course I like to slightly make it sharp at the ends, and then there we go. Deepen it a bit, make it look fab. The Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, and this is the waterproof one. As I said before, my eyes water a lot, so this is important. Do the zigzag to really help separate and elongate them. And of course I'm going to get right into the little bits at the end. And there we go. And I'll go repeat it on the end. Now I've done my eyes, I'm going to go in with my highlighter. This is the Revolution Pro highlighter with the three. You get the purple tone, you get the gold champagne tone, and you get the pink tone. And I'm going to go in with the Spectrum B08 fluffy brush. I love this brush, it's super cute and it works really well. So I'm just going to dab a bit and tap. You can see, oh, it's blinding. And I blend it up and out. I know it seems a lot for most people for every day, but I love makeup, so. And I said earlier I spent about 40 minutes doing my makeup, which is insane, but I'd love to know how long you guys spend on your makeup. I know not everyone has all the time in the world. People have kids, people have like early jobs to go to, so I'd love to see how long it takes. And of course I take my middle finger or that finger, depends, doesn't really matter, but all I'm going to do is I'm going to use it to go. I like it, look at that. Oh, yes. This only cost me £6. So although yeah, I do have a few more expensive items on my look today, you don't need it. If you're on a budget, it's really good. And then of course if you feel like you've put too much on, you can go back with your powder brush and just powder over it to calm it down. Look at that. Don't forget to put a tiny bit of, well, tiny bit of highlighter on your brow bone. And now I'm going to move on to my lips, and I'm going to start off with this lip liner from LA Girl. I got this on Beauty Bay for about £2 I think, and I bought about 10 of them. I'm obsessed with them, they're really good, And for lips, all I'm going to do is I'm going to line them with this darker shade. Then I'm going to take this little Bare Minerals one in the middle that's a bit lighter, and I'm going to really make magic with my lips. So this is LA Girl in the colour Spice. It's a really nice dark brown, and it's perfect for contouring your lips.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
And then what I'm going to do with my lighter colour is I'm going to dab it with my finger directly in the middle. Now for the middle shade I'm using Bare Minerals, and this is called Panko. Of course I'm going to do that again, and then do it all cohesive in the middle. And now I've finished my look, I'm going to go in with the matte Fix Plus Gold. What I love about it is it's got these gorgeous gold flakes that just shimmer and sparkle. One thing I will say about this is the sprayer. I had the normal MAC, I had to decant it into another spray bottle because I really hate them, but I deal with it because I love the spray. I'll give it a shake. And it's got the little twisting here, and you can probably tell when I spray it's a bit, sometimes it doesn't spray very well and sometimes it's a bit aggressive with the spray. I usually love my Morphe, but I'm running out of that, but I love this as well. So and there you go. Here's my full everyday makeup look. And thank you for watching my video, and as you know I'm very new to this, so I'm still trying to get used to speaking on camera, so if I stumble with my words, apologies, but I really hope you enjoyed it. If you could like, comment and subscribe. If you have any feedback on how to do my videos better, because I'm very new, I'm always open to feedback and constructive criticism, so if you feel like I could do doing something better, please tell me, or if you like something, please tell me that as well. So I hope you like my everyday 40-minute makeup look, and yeah, hope you have a good day, stay safe, stay healthy,